Good evening, everybody. I want to hear you roar as loud as you can so the Chinese Communist Party know that we're here tonight. Let me hear you roar. Yeah! Let me hear you say no to the Genocide Olympic Games. No to the Genocide Olympic Games. I'm really pleased to be with you here today. I was in Parliament just earlier on, working with my colleagues across both houses, the Houses of Parliament and the House of Lords, to expose the atrocities of the Chinese Communist Party. Tomorrow we have the Beijing Winter Olympics. China will do its very best to paint the prettiest picture of what's happening at the hands of the Chinese Communist Party. But we know the truth. We want the world to see the crackdown against Hong Kong. We want the world to see the persecution against the Tibetans. And we want to see the ongoing real-time genocide of the Uyghur people. No to the Genocide Olympics! No to the Genocide Olympics! The Chinese Communist Party is engaging in the most expensive PR campaign. But let me tell you this, we will not let China off the hook. Yes. We will not forget Hong Kong. We will not forget Tibet. And we will never forget or forgive the ongoing genocide against the Uyghur people. So while of course I'll be cheering on the great Team GB, I will also be very vocal in putting shame on China. And if China thinks they've got away with this, they're already covered in shame. No diplomatic presence from international countries. I am so pleased that the United Kingdom will not be having a diplomatic presence at these Genocide Olympic Games. No one can deny what is happening against the Uyghur people. The crime of all crimes, genocide. The evidence collected by the Uyghur Tribunal here in London makes it clear for any company, any CEO, any government, that if it is complicit of the Uyghur genocide, it will be called out, they will be blacklisted, they will never be forgotten, they'll be written down in history as complicit in the Uyghur genocide. So let me be clear, any company that is involved in profiting from Uyghur slave labor will be blacklisted. They can never come forward and say, we did not know. We know what is going on. No to the Genocide Games. No to the Genocide Games. I want to also remind everybody of the B&O that Lord Alton spoke about earlier. It's very important that we keep that process open. It's also very important that we continue to welcome Hong Kongers to this amazing country. To all Hong Kongers, you are welcome here. Next month, in March, I share an anniversary with Lord Alton and a few parliamentarians where we will have served 1 year as sanctioned parliamentarians here in the UK. The sanctions were to intimidate us. The sanctions were to silence us. The sanctions were to isolate us, but unfortunately, or fortunately, the Chinese Communist Party failed. All the sanctions did was enable us to make sure our work progressed and progressed internationally. And let me put on record, I will always stand side by side by the Uyghur women. No to the Genocide Games. No to the Genocide Games. So as these Olympics begin, let's remind everybody what's happening in China at the hands of the Chinese Communist Party. And let me remind everybody here, the UK Parliament has unanimously accepted the motion of genocide. 650 MPs are standing by all of you here today. We accept that a genocide is taking place. And let me remind the crowd and the Chinese Communist Party, we, the British public, we, the British parliamentarians, we will not be cowed, we will not be intimidated, and we will speak truth to power. No to the Genocide Games. No to the Genocide